Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. Paul the Plant Parent here. Got a lot to show you. Got some new plants, got some updates. Yeah, lots of stuff. But before we do, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and we'll take it from there. Subscribe, you know the drill. First thing I want to show you. Should I do the new plants or should I do the updates? All right, let's start with the updates and get that out of the way. I think it was last week, I transferred some Rex Begonias to semi-hydro because they weren't doing so great in the soil. And one plant was put into leca, the other plant was put into lava rock. As you guys know, if you've been following, my preference is lava rock for a bunch of different reasons. And the plants are reacting the way that I thought they would. The lava rock plant is doing great, and the leca, not so good. It moves a lot because of the the rounded edges of the leca. So I'll show you that one first. Lost some of the leaves, and as you can see, it's not the happiest plant, but it's because I ran out of lava. Anyway, yeah, so I expected something like this to happen because, especially if you don't propagate directly in leca. If you propagate directly in leca, chances are the roots will grow in, and you put a bag on top to keep it nice and humid. But yeah, it's not the happiest. It still has some leaves there, but this leaf is getting ready to come off. I could already tell. It looks like there are some new leaves growing, which is good. That's promising. But you can see the difference in this one. Look at this. Ready? This is the other one in lava rock. It did lose this leaf here, as you can see. Let me take that off. Okay. But the rest of the leaves look pretty good, right? There are some that are not doing great in there, but more are doing well than aren't. So let's put it that way, okay? But yeah, this one is more sturdy. The plant doesn't really move. So we'll see what happens. Another thing I didn't do is I didn't sterilize either of these. I just kind of soaked them, but I usually like to sterilize them in really, really hot water, just in case there's any pathogens or fungus or anything. And I didn't do that this time. Bad me. Oh, and by the way, if it's plants, it's not hoarding. So yeah, I should have done that. That's usually what I do. Even if it's just really hot water, soaking them for a little while just to kill off anything. Hydrogen peroxide works well too, but I didn't do it. So bad plant parent. Anyway, another thing I want to show you is, I don't know how many weeks ago this was, but I had taken some leaves off of some of my other Rex and I just stuck them in water. And I want to show you what's been going on. Hold on, I got to do the hand thing. Look at that. See how there are leaves on the top and there are roots growing on the bottom here. I don't like when that happens, only because when I plant this, I'm gonna have to plant it really deep so that the roots, hit the moist spot, but also so that the leaves are above whatever I'm gonna be planting it in. So, it's not a major deal. I can always just cut it smaller and then just plant it and it'll grow roots quickly. But it's interesting when they grow leaves, a new little plant on top of the leaf. Very interesting, right? Cool. So that's that one. We have another one that's just growing babies on the cut end, as you can see. See, it's got babies there and the roots. So yes, is that one. Same thing with this one. The actual leaf is dying off, but we've got, there you go. I have too many things in my hands right now, but it's got the babies growing with the roots at the very bottom. Ooh, dripped on me. Anyway, oh, and one more, same thing. Okay, we've got a baby and some roots. So that's fun. I like to do it in water only because I like to see, but you can also do this in sphagnum moss. You can put it directly into semi-hydro, soil, whatever you want to do. So that's those doing well. I wanted to show you something else that I got a hold of. I had gotten this plant. This is, of course, a begonia. It's a wax cultivar, Semperflorens cultivar, and it's called Birthday Bash Chocolate Cherry. That is a doubled variety, and it's like a red doubled flower with a very bronzy maroon leaf, Really pretty. Look at this. And I just stuck it directly. I cleaned off all the roots, got all the soil off, and I put it directly into acrylic, and it has been loving it. It's been in here for a week or two, and it didn't lose any flowers, didn't lose any leaves, didn't wilt, and it's actually started blooming because they were tiny buds when I first planted it. They're already starting to bloom, and it has new growth. It's just doing really well. One thing that I have noticed is that a lot of begonias, semperflorens, are my favorites because there's so many different varieties and so many different ways you can cross them, but they do really well in acrylic. So I have a bunch in acrylic, of course. I'll show you some more. How about that? Here's another. This is a dragon wing. No, this is not a dragon wing. I'm sorry, my bad. This is, it looks like one of the big varieties, either big or one of the whopper. I'm not sure, but it's a pink flowering variety, and it was just a cutting. And I stuck it into lava rock, and it rooted very quickly, and it also started blooming. It's very, very cool. Let's see if you can see any of the roots. Yes, you can. You see them in there? I want to get that reflection, that light reflection. But yeah, so I'm telling you, semi-hydro, acrylic, lava, they love it. And they go nuts. They grow fast. I have NutriCoat fertilizer in here. Those are the pellets. They're in the link in the description of the video, as usual. They're little pellets, slow release, but I use them in semi-hydro, I use them in water culture, I use them in everything. They just work great. I love them. And the leaves are really nice and big and juicy on these, and they just love being in semi-hydro. Yeah, okay, that's that one. Okay, some more new ones. Ready? This was a cutting that I ordered, and it was a no ID, but I think it's a Maurice Amy, Miss Mummy. I think it's the same name, the same plant for two different names. But look at the color of these leaves. Isn't that great? The new leaves are a metallic pink with dark green veins. The older leaves start to turn grayish, especially when they don't get a lot of light. But this was a cutting I just put into lava rock, and it's doing phenomenally well. And there are roots. I don't know if you could see them. Yeah, you can see them in there. The roots are going crazy. There's very little in the reservoir. That means I got to water it. But it was just 2 leaves when I first got it with a little growth point. This is a new leaf here, and we got a new one coming in right here. So it's doing great. It's loving life in semi-hydro, which I'm not surprised. They all seem to. And NutriCoat fertilizer, once again, in the description. All right, some new Rexes that I got. Really pretty Rexes. I know, it's a begonia video. I'm sorry. These are no IDs. They didn't come with names. I'm going to research and find out, but just look at these. Look at the colors on these leaves. Some of the leaves are damaged, and I haven't taken them off yet to propagate, but I'm going to do that. But I just love this. It's just silver and green, but it's really, really, really pretty. I don't know if this is Starry Night. It kind of looks like it could be, but it didn't come with a name, so I need it to mature a little bit, and then I'll probably be able to ID a little bit better. But just really pretty, right? Still small, it's in a 4-inch pot, still in soil, and I'm not gonna move it until and unless it shows signs of suffering for any reason, so it's gonna stay here until I need to move it, unless I need to move it. And this one is just beautiful. Look at this. Look at these leaves. It's got that deep red with a black, purple black center. There's like a silver outline of the red, and then there's green on the edge. What? Insane, right? These leaves are just, they're incredible. I just can't stand it. Oh my God, I just wanna, okay. So I can't wait for this one to get healthier. Both of these actually were very damaged in transit to the store. They're just a big box store, Lowe's. So they must have been tossed around when they were on their way there. Half the leaves are broken. These are the best looking ones I could find too. The rest of them were just decimated. So in some time, we have some new leaves coming in already. So in time, these will get lush and beautiful like the others. And now that I know how to handle them, they came with the wick. But again, what I do is when the soil is dry to the touch and the pot is light, I then water it thoroughly. So there's just a little bit left on the bottom, not much. I wouldn't even call it a reservoir. I would just say a little bit of extra runoff. and then that wick brings it up, sucks it up, and then I don't water it again until it's dry. So I don't keep a reservoir for them. They like to dry out, and they love it. They do great. So that's what I've learned, especially when you're using the wick. And the reason why I still keep the wick is because if you water thoroughly, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting all of the soil wet, because it could be pockets of dryness. Keeping that wick so that the extra water that's left carries, wicks its way up. Yeah, that is what helps it saturate every part that's still dry after you water it. So that's just what I've been doing, and it works really, really well. My plants have gotten really lush, and again, they really like to dry out. Not completely dry like succulent dry, but they definitely like to dry out between the waterings. So that's this puppy here. All right, what else do we got? What else? All right, I got a big one for you here. I happen to find a, I guess, scrambling, I don't know what you'd call it. I would say a trailing wax begonia variety. Yes. I cut off all the flowers because it was covered in flowers, and it was such a mess that they were falling everywhere, because I have it indoors. I don't want to keep it outside. I have one outside that's similar, except it's red flowers. I think, I don't want to say what I think they're called, but just get a load of this. This is just insane. Look at this plant. Right? Insane. Look at how beautiful this is, right? It has flowers at every growth point, and they're buds that are coming out, and I keep cutting them just so that I wanted you to be able to see the plant without all the flowers falling all over the place. Let me back up so you can see it a little better. Look at this plant. And they just kind of arch over, and the flowers hang. It's just really, really pretty. Flowers are white, just looks like a regular white Semperflorens wax begonia, except the leaves are more narrow and pointy. You can see right there. They look more like angel wings, like angel wing begonias, or even dragon wings, but they're not dragon wings. They're cupped like Semperflorens, like regular wax, but they just continue to grow, and at every leaf axil there is a flower, a cluster of flowers, a peduncle. So this plant is just, oh my God, and it's so easy to root. I already took some cuttings, put it in water, boom, we got roots. And I don't want to cut back too much because I just love how monstrous this is. It's just crazy. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. But yeah, so just a really, really cool plant. I'm gonna have cuttings of this, if you're in the United States, I'm gonna have cuttings of this up in the Etsy shop, and the cuttings that I'm selling of the doubled red Semperflorens and the doubled white have been going. People are ordering them. I see them, they're in people's carts, which I love to see. So yeah, they're very becoming very popular. And I'm glad, because I don't see them very often available. I also have cotton candy, it's called. It's a doubled pink flower, and it's a little bit bigger, like pom-poms, about this size. Really kind of cool, really pretty. So so that will be available eventually. I had it outside in the heat for a couple of weeks, and it started to really suffer, so I brought it in. It's recovering now. I have 3 stalks that are recovering, and as soon as they get going, I'll be able to take cuttings and make them available for anyone interested. But look at this, man. Seriously. This is, can you believe this is a begonia? Can you believe it? I can't hear you. I'm kidding. No, but really, this is just insane to see a begonia like this. And it's a wax type, a Semperflorens. It does not stop blooming. It does not stop. And just last night, I was sitting right here on the floor, cutting off all the flowers because I wanted to do this video. I'll probably take pictures of the flowers when they come back, because they're getting ready. There are buds on every end here. Even if you could see. Can you see the little flower bud? See that? Yeah. So they're all over the place. And they bloom even on the inside. It's just crazy. I love this plant so much. I just think it is the coolest thing ever. The fact that it is so sprawling and so wide, and like the branches arch. It's almost like the fuchsia flowering begonia that looks like fuchsia flowers that hang. They don't hang like that, but the growth pattern is similar. Like they arch like that. Of course, this isn't that type though. This is just, yeah, a sprawling, spreading wax type. Semperflorens. Oh man, I just love this. Anyway, that's that. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you. I don't know if there's anything else. Here's one of my dragon wings. This is a pink dragon wing. It's away from the sun. So the flowers, the interesting thing is when it doesn't get a lot of light, the flowers are whitish. Or this one is kind of like, what would you call this, blush? It's kind of like blush, right? But I cut off all the flowers on this one too, because I wanted it to get more full, have more leaves, and it's already starting to. It was about this tall, like this tall when I got it. So it's grown a bunch. And I really love these waxy leaves and the fact that they have like canes, just like cane begonias. I think they're hybridized with cane and Semperflorens, I believe. Anyway, just really, really cool stuff. Oh, you know what I haven't shown you guys in a while? Sorry, I'm reaching for these things. I'm in a different place than I usually am, as you can tell. Did I show you this? I think I did recently. This is my Peperomia Hope in acrylic. It needs to be watered, but this thing is loving life. Look at this. It loves being in acrylic yarn. Wouldn't you? Anyway, just really cool. Yeah, this is like the main area of a lot of the plants, not all of them, but most of my plants are in this area. This is gonna fall. All right, let me put this over here for now. So yeah, this is primarily where I take care of most of them. But, oh, I found a sickly white flowering dragon wing. Cut off all the sick leaves, they were all yellow. And I popped it into some lava. This was before I ran out, of course. And we've got some new growth, we've got some new buds coming. It's doing fantastic, much better than it was when I got it. I just said, you know what? It's a begonia and I'm gonna save it. Yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on about begonias, but there are a lot of different plants here. It's a big plantapalooza here. If you have any questions about any of the plants that I've shown in this video, leave a comment, reach out, we can discuss. If you have any questions about anything, about any of the methods that I use, semi-hydro, lava rock in particular, I love it, or the acrylic yarn, which does really, really well with a lot of these plants, like this one here. We could talk about that too. I know some people get turned off by it, but you don't have to do it. I do it because it makes my life a lot easier, but you don't have to. Do whatever works for you, right? Look at how pretty these leaves are. Look at that color. Anyway, yeah, just reach out for anything. Let's talk. I love talking about my plants and your plants and everybody's plants, and we could be a big, happy plant family. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified, and I will see you in the next video.